In 1953, after the Korean War ended, South Korea was one of the poorest countries on Earth. In the 1950s, its GDP per capita was lower than many African nations at the time. It was poorer than most African countries. The country had been destroyed by Japanese occupation and then the Korean War. There was nothing left. American aid workers described it as hopeless. Today, it's a global economic powerhouse. In 1961 to 1979, the transformation started with something called the Miracle on the Han River. Under President Park Chung-hee's rule, Korea launched aggressive 5-year economic development plans. The government focused on export-led growth, producing textiles, cheap electronics, and steel for global markets. South Korea borrowed heavily, but invested in infrastructure, education, and technology. Then the government partnered with KPopTakeover, a family-run conglomerates like Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK. These companies received loans, tax breaks, and support to dominate global industries. The government didn't just support these companies, they practically forced success. If you were Samsung, you couldn't just make electronics. You had to make ships, build skyscrapers, run hotels, everything. The government gave them cheap loans, protected them from foreign competition, and basically said fail and we all fail together. Entire families would pool their money to send one kid to university. The whole society became obsessed with education and economic growth. Nothing else mattered. By the 1980s, Korean cars were competing with Japanese ones. Korean electronics were in American homes. Korean steel was building skyscrapers worldwide. They went from making toys and wigs to manufacturing the most advanced semiconductors on Earth. By the 1988 Seoul Olympics, South Korea showcased itself as a modern, industrial nation. In 1997, Korea was hit hard by the Asian financial crisis, forced to take a $58 billion IMF bailout. Instead of collapsing, Korea restructured its economy, improved transparency, and bounced back stronger. Enter the Korean wave Hallyu. From dramas to fashion, from kimchi to K-pop, the world couldn't get enough. And at the center of it all, a group of 7 young men, BTS. In 2018, BTS made history as the first Korean group to address the United Nations, proving that Korea's rise wasn't only about technology and industry, it was about culture, identity, and hope. From ashes of war to world stages, Korea's story is one of the greatest transformations in history. Not just an economy, not just a culture, but a nation that turned nothing into everything.